Everyone was in a hurry. Dilly was late for Emma Dainty Ant's birthday party and raced around looking for a ribbon. Farrah was going to spend the day at Poinsettia Pig's place and was looking for her rubber boots. Tanker and Bilko were going to go to the park to build a tree fort. And Smudge, well, Smudge didn't have any plans at all. In the flurry of presents and boots and pieces of wood, the others were out the door. Smudge watched them go. It wasn't until he turned around that he realized that he had no one to play with. Smudge flopped down into the chair and just sat there. I saw him through the window and asked what he was up to. He said he had nothing at all to do. He had no friends who could come out to play, and the rest of the pups were gone. I could see how sad he was. I asked him what he was going to do with this great, big, beautiful day. He looked at the floor. Nothing, he told me. I said, nothing? Seemed like a silly waste of a terrific day. There were all kinds of things to do when you were all alone. Smudge couldn't even think of one. Well, what about puzzles, or building with blocks, or doing an art project, I asked. Today could be the perfect day to be his own best friend. Now, Smudge was not sure about the idea, but being the smart pup he was, he decided to give a fun day all by himself a try. He loved picnics, so he thought he would start with one of them. In the kitchen, he laid the bread out on the counter and spread smoothie and creamy peanut butter on each piece. He made a sandwich and wrapped it up. Dessert would be raisins, so he put them in a bag. He would get thirsty for sure, so he poured some juice into a plastic bottle and screwed the top on tightly. Smudge wasn't too sure where to have his picnic, so he loaded his food into his backpack. He grabbed a blanket and some fun things to play with and headed out the door. Smudge walked down the street looking for the most perfect picnic place. He walked around the corner and down the next street. He enjoyed the walk and said hello to Louisa and her children as they flew by. He walked around the next corner and saw Petunia Raspberry planting flowers. They reminded him of the ones at home. He thought that they were beautiful, and he told her so. She gave him a big smile as he walked down the road. When he turned around the next corner, he spotted a perfect picnic place. It had flowers, a sandbox, nice shady trees, and lots of green grass. And suddenly Smudge realized that he was back at the fire station. He spread out his blanket under the little tree, put his lunch on the blanket, and sat down. As he ate, he thought this whole adventure would be more fun with a friend, but he kept munching away. After he finished his lunch, Smudge pulled his favorite storybook out of the backpack. He sat down in the shade of the tree, listened to the birds singing and the wind blowing as he looked at his book. He wondered why he didn't read his book outside more often. He really liked it. Of course, a friend would make it even better. As he finished his book, Beauregard the butterfly dropped by. Beauregard told Smudge that he was off for an afternoon flutter and was enjoying the beautiful day. With that, he flew away, and Smudge smiled. Much to his surprise, he was enjoying the day too. Smudge noticed the garden full of red flowers. He decided that the garden at the fire station was the prettiest one in the whole neighborhood. It would make a perfect picture. He reached into his backpack and got out his paper and a box of crayons. As Smudge drew, he didn't realize that he'd been out in the yard almost the whole afternoon. When he finished drawing, he walked over to the garden. There were so many red flowers blowing in the gentle breeze. Smudge wondered how many there actually were. Before he went inside, he counted every single red flower in the whole garden. And that was a lot of counting. When he was finished, he found out that there were 19. He turned to pick up his backpack, anxious to tell the other pups about the flowers and his drawings, and at that very moment, he realized that he had had a terrific day all by himself. Smudge was shocked to see the others coming home. He spent the entire afternoon in the yard. The alarm rang just then. The pups leapt to action and were off to Philippe's in a flash. When they arrived, they discovered that Tortellini had decided to spend a quiet time all by himself under Falena's porch. It looked cool under the porch and just right for snoozing. But halfway in, he got stuck and couldn't get out again. The pups huddled together, trying to think of the best way to help Tortellini. Smudge told his friends he had a great idea. He took a bar of soap and rubbed it over Tortellini's shell. Tortellini said it didn't tickle, but he giggled just the same. Smudge told the turtle to hide inside his shell. In an instant, Tortellini was tucked away. Tanker reached under the stairs and gently turned him around, and when everybody was in place, Smudge gave Tanker the push sign, and he did. The slippery soap made it easier to slide Tortellini out. Farah and Billy caught him. Smudge rinsed him off so the soap wouldn't dry his shell. Tortellini was back to normal. He thanked the pups and told them he would find a better place to take a nice cool snooze. And that night, when Smudge told the others of his great day, they were all excited about trying a day on their own just like Smudge's. If you have to spend some time alone, fill it up with all the things you love to do. Be your own best friend. You'll enjoy spending time with you. I know. I do.
Here's some things that are fun to do. Fun for the friends who play with you. Fun for a bunch, or just for two. Fun for me, and fun for you. Like making a pyramid with your pals. Kneel down right next to your friends until there are 3 in a row. Then, more pals carefully climb up and make a row of 2 on top of you. Finally, one person goes on the very top. Uh-oh! Did I mention that the big ones should be on the bottom?